What's up, fifth grade? This is Mr. Rindo, and this week's review with Rindo is going to have you practice multiplying a fraction by a whole number. So we have an example right here on the board. We are going to multiply 2/3 times 26. So what I want to first point out is something that you've all learned by now, that when we multiply a fraction by a whole number, we can think about it as a fraction of that whole number. So I could look at this equation right now and I could say, oh, I'm trying to find out what 2/3 of 26 is. And if I wanted to, I could go ahead and I could draw a number line that goes from 0 to 26 and then split it up into thirds, like so. And here we go. Then we're going to try to find out, hey, what is 2/3 of 26? So we could solve it that way if we'd like to, but that's actually not the focus of today's review. Today's review is to get us to remember that 2/3 times 26 can be thought about as repeated addition. So I'm going to lower this down, and I'm going to show you that we can also think about this problem like this. We are literally adding 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 26 times, because we know multiplication is repeated addition. So what I want to point out, guys, is if we actually added all of these fractions up, we know at the end our denominator would still be 2. We are simply trying to find out how many thirds this would give us. And so what I think we know is that what we would actually have to do is we would have to add the 2's. It would be 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, and we would add that 2 26 times because that's how many groups of 2/3 we have. So what I want to do instead today, guys, because I think you all know that it's not very efficient to write out every single fraction. What I want to do is I want to model a faster, more consistent way to do this. So I'm going to rewrite the problem 2/3 times 26. I'm going to rewrite it in a simple way. I'm going to rewrite it as 2/3 times 26 wholes. Okay, because 26 over 1 is 26 wholes, so we're not changing that number, but we're writing it as a fraction instead. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is because now I can literally just multiply across. You do not need common denominators when you are multiplying fractions. So I'm going to start by multiplying my numerators. I'm going to multiply 2 times 26, and that gives me 52. And just so we're clear, that is exactly what we would have been doing down here. We would have been adding the number 2 26 times, and when you do that, that's going to give us 52. And now, across the bottom, we're going to multiply 3 times 1, and that means our denominator is still going to be 3, just like we talked about a moment ago. So when I do 2/3 times 26, when I add 2/3, 26 times, it gives me 52 thirds. Now we know that's improper because we know that 3/3 is 1 whole, and that 52 thirds is way more than that. And so now I'm going to go ahead and use division to find out what exactly 52 thirds actually is. So I'm going to use partial quotients down the side. I'm going to start with 3 times, I'll go a little bigger. I'll do 3 times 15, and that gives me 45. And when I subtract that, that leaves me with 7. And now I'm going to go ahead and do 3 times 2, because 3 times 2 is 6. And when I subtract that, that leaves me with 1. So let me add this up. I have 17 with a remainder of 1. Now, I don't want to call it 17 remainder 1, because remember, our goal was to figure out what 52 thirds is. And so what 52 thirds actually is 17 wholes, and then that remainder of 1 is 1/3 left over. So there we go. If you add 2/3 26 times, you would end up with 17 and 1/3. All right, let's take a look at one more. So this one, I'm not going to write out every single group of 5/8, but we could think about this as repeated addition. We could say, oh yeah, we're going to do 5/8 plus 5/8 plus 5/8, 42 times, right? 42 times. And if we did that, it would really be the 5 that we are adding 42 times. We would not be adding the denominator. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this problem. I'm going to rewrite it as 5/8 times 42 wholes. 42 over 1 is 42 wholes. And I'm going to go ahead and put the equal sign right there. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to multiply across, because you are allowed to do that when you're multiplying a fraction by a fraction. So 5 times 42. So 5 times 42, you can solve that any way you want to, but if you do it carefully, it is going to go ahead and give you an answer of 210. Okay? And now, on the bottom, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 8 times 1, and that's going to give us 8. So if you add 5/8 42 times, it is going to give you 210 eighths. So now what I have to do is I have to figure out what in the world 210 eighths actually is, because I know that 8/8 is 1 whole. So I'm going to divide. I want to find out how many eighths there are in 210, so I'm going to divide 210 by 8. So for this one, I'm going to start right away. I'm going to do 8 times 20. 8 times 20 is 160. And when I go ahead and subtract, that's going to leave me with 50. And now I'm going to go ahead and do 6. 8 times 6 is 48. And when I subtract that, that leaves me with 2. So I have an answer of 26 with a remainder of 2, which means that 210 eighths is the same thing as 26 wholes. And then that remainder 2 is a remaining 2/8 to go with it. So I hope this is making sense, guys. This way of kind of rewriting the problem and renaming the whole number, like 42, as a fraction, 42 wholes, can make the process actually pretty simple. But remember that when you get a large improper fraction, division is the way that you can rename it so that we are looking at a mixed number instead. All right. Good luck with your practice this week, guys, and I hope that this wasn't too confusing for you.